ॐ साईश्वराय विद्महे सत्यदेवाय धीमहि तन्नः सर्वप्रचोदयात्। ॐ साईश्वराय विद्महे सत्यदेवाय धीमहि तन्नः सर्वप्रचोदयात्। ॐ साईश्वराय विद्महे सत्यदेवाय धीमहि तन्नः सर्वप्रचोदयात्। ॐ Offering my humble pranams at the lotus feet of our most merciful Mother Sai, um, who has been kind enough to bless us to listen to his teachings, lessons provided to his gems, whom I refer to, the alumni of the Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning. And every week, the process of getting a speaker gets more and more interesting. And it's also mind blowing to look at how Swami starts giving indications who might be the speaker. So, to give you again that story, this week I was asked, or I was referred to go back to someone whose name is similar to the name of the speaker today, a senior alumnus who has already spoken on our Satsangh, who runs a school as well. And I referred to him and said, Anna, can you come back? The last time you spoke was during COVID. The sound was also not good when you were trying to sing. He's a fantastic singer, by the way, from the first batch of Prashanti. Mandir singers of the the students, the student group. And he said, Venkat, not to this week, but maybe in a couple of weeks. So, and the journey continued to look for a speaker. And then I think, like how India is getting used to finishers in their cricketing game, we have finishers in Brother Pavan, whom all you have to do is pick the phone and say, brother, speaker for this week, please. And he says, let me start doing the search. So the commonality that came is the name of our speaker, who I'll be introducing shortly, has got the same name as the person I started contacting for this week. So Swami has his own indications who comes and speaks, and every week the message is very customized to what we need to hear, what needs to be re-emphasized. And I shall start with the formal introduction of the speaker, who is from the 1994 to 1997 BCom honors batch from the Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning. Thereafter, he did his postgraduate PGDBM from Sringeri Sharada Institute of Management, New Delhi, currently working in NIIT as a business consultant, who considers himself very, very fortunate to have studied in Swami's institution, where we all know value-based education, holistic education, focusing on all-round development, which is the main ingredient for character building, according to Swami, is what gets imparted. And Swami has been his guiding force all through the years. We're very, very happy to have Brother Koteshwar Raju today with us. And my introduction is a very formal one. And 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 the introduction that will come with from Pawan will be more closer to how the speaker is known to his batch. And I'm going to leave Brother Pawan to do the honors. Sairam Pawan.
Sairam, offering my most humble pranams at Bhagwan's lotus feet. Grateful to Swami that yet another session to think about him and then go back to the days, and also to focus on what he wants us to be forward, march it, and then ensure that we all strive towards our own personal self-realization. With these words, today's speaker, Mr. Koteshwar Raju. To start with, the nickname is the most famous thing which we all have in our batch, every batch, I should say. So to start with his permission, his nickname is Koti. So literally the meaning Koti means we all know it is a crore. So as the name says, Koteshwar Raju, Koti is one of the once in a one in a crore, I should say. Koteshwar Raju comes with a very, very, very large heartedness, and is a very ever cheerful person, what I have seen right from Brindavan days even till today up this moment. The reason being, I've never seen him getting angry at all. In any situation, he handles very cool and calm, and very, very vivid. I should say that memories goes back to Mr. Koteshwar Raju, what we call him as Koti. Is a very joyful person. He makes sure that the surrounding, many boys used to, flock around his company, because just he makes that atmosphere in such a way that any tension of examinations, if you want to just have a stress buster, just go and sit with him. He will make sure that all the stress is revealed and also completely released. And also we also have a very nice session with him, and he cracks jokes like instantaneously. I should say that how Kapil Sharma does nowadays is like what we used to see Koti in our those Brindavan days. So that's how I see Koti in one phase of his characteristics. The second part is Kotesh also has a lot of kind of self service, also community service activities, what I have seen in hostel, where I have never seen him, not even a single service opportunity which is given by the hostel authorities where he has missed. Blame it be like any gardening work or any kind of hostel kitchen or any other maintenance or anything. He never used to misses. I used to see him working for those kind of hostel activities, and also participate and encourage the fellow students to participate in all these activities. Myself and Kotesh have a very good relationship back in Brindavan days, where we all used to be backbenchers. We all know that, and we all used to have a common like teachers like Raghuram, where we all know that how he has taught us, all of us, in accounts and commerce and costing, all these things. So we all had a good time then in hostel days. Even today, Mr. Kotesh is been very helpful. He also runs a company which is like a pre-owned cars in Bangalore, in Devanahalli, if anybody wants to buy and sell. So he helps a lot in that. He's also official trainer to Maruti showroom in entire Bangalore, where he gives training to the teachers, meaning the teachers who train the students. So he's a teacher to the teachers. So that's how he's having his professional career managed. And he has got a beautiful three children. One is twins, boy and a girl, an eldest daughter. So I have gone to his house, a very lovely family, I should say. A lot of experiences, very joyful and very cheerful family, all of them. I really pray to Swami to bless their family and Kotesh for his future. So with this introduction, I would like Kotesh to narrate us in 2-3 parts. What was his journey to Swami? What made him come to Swami? And what was his background? What made him to come to Mudanahalli and Mudanahalli to Brindavan? So we just wanted to understand his journey towards Swami, and then later on narrate his few experiences, and then we shall go on. Over to Mr. Koteshwara. Sairam.
Sairam. Thank you very much for the lovely introduction, Pavan. So I feel very, very highly privileged for taking part in this meeting session. Yes, so since yesterday evening when Pavan asked me to share the experiences, so I went back to the golden days. So the moment I close my eyes and then go back, so so everything is very much visible. So all the experiences what I had with Swami and in the institution, so everything is came back flashing instantaneously. So everything, so after 25 years has passed, still feeling very much connected with the institution. The 5 years which I spent there in Mudinahalli and Kadugudi campus, right, in Brindavan campus, so with Swami in his physical presence. So it has all that values, everything has become part of my personality. So day in and day out, so even to date, we'll keep practicing the same lifestyle what we used to have there in the campus. So very, very touching. And then Swami took a lot of care. So now thinking back, how much care he had taken all of us. So in every instance, and in even minutest, smallest details, he used to give a lot of importance. And he used to ensure everything is taken care, and then strive for perfection in whatever we do. All right. So I did my schooling in Florence Public School. So after 10th, yes, had to go for higher studies. So my father came in contact with one of the devotee in Aarti Nagar, very close to our home. And my father also had attended bhajans. And then through that gentleman, my father got to know about Mudinhalli campus. And then father also visited the campus, and then he wished I study there. So I went there, took the application form, and then filled it up and then submitted. So till the last moment, I wasn't sure we'll get the admission, because their recommendation does not, it's strictly not allowed, and purely on merit basis, the admission is done. So I was a mediocre student all throughout my education. So was not having very, very high hopes will get admission. But then when the list came out, my name was there in the list, and then I considered myself very, very lucky to get admission over there. And then joined the campus, and then the entire 2 years was full of fun, education, play, and then bhajans. So it was like right from morning 5 o'clock to night 9:30, 10 o'clock. So it was filled with a lot of activities. So, and used to take part in each and every schedule that was planned over there, and I enjoyed every moment spending in the institution. So teachers used to stay along with us, and then they were like the, again, guiding force. For them, they had totally sacrificed their lives for Swami. So Swami himself told them they are real Tyagajivis. So they are serving only Swami, Swami, Swami. Right. So Mudinelli also was very, very close to his heart. When he used to step in for 1 hour, that 1 hour used to mean a lot for all of us. We used to do a lot of preparations for that 1 hour, and then continuously, eagerly wait for Swami to come to the institution. So golden moments. So we used to, yes, very frequently for every festival, we were given opportunity to be in Parthi, and Swami used to take us very close to him. So he used to definitely spend some time with all of us, and then he interact in Kannada with us. And then in one of the visit to Prashanti Nilayam, God Seva activity in Sanatana Sarthi Trust. So got involved in the activity over there, and then got to know that Swami is distributing clothes for all Mudinelli students. So didn't want to miss out the opportunity. So started running from there, and then reached Prashanti Nilayam inside the ashram. And then by the time could go there, Swami was returning back. Swami was almost on the finish of distributing clothes, and then he was just stepping backwards, and then we were, and I was at quite a distance. So just and then even teachers did not allow me to go closer. So stay. So just stayed over there, and then was eagerly waiting if will Swami look back and then give the prasadam, shared prasadam, right? Yes, Swami turned back, and then he threw from there itself, where from quite a distance. He gave the shirt prasadam. I just held out my hand, and then the shirt came and placed exactly in my hand. So yes, that's a beauty. We all have seen Swami when he distributes laddus or distributes anything. He ensures it meets the particular individual, right? He looks into, makes eye contact, and then when he gives the prasadam, it reaches out to the exact the individual, right? So considered very, very lucky that day. And then after finishing my +2, yes, again, every now and then when we used to visit Prashantinalayam, used to see these all the students studying there. So so definitely very, very lucky to get admission in Prashantinalayam or Brindavan campus. So filled the application form, and then got opportunity to take part in the entrance test. And then again, yes, after entrance test, the interview, and then came the results. So that selected for BCom Honors program in Kadugudi, Brindavan campus. So again, my joy was not, cannot express. So very, very happy in getting opportunity to study in Swami's college. And then after reaching Brindavan, yes, as you rightly said, our batch was given a lot of importance by Swami. Swami kept close to his lotus feet for 3 to 4 months. Every day, he was asking us to be closer to him. And yes, after evening bhajan in thrice sessions, every day he used to pay a lot of attention for our batchmates. And then used to take us to Treta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, share all the experience, his experiences with us. And we used to feel it used to right happen in front of us. So when Swami narrates the incidents that happened in Ramayana, that is in Treta Yuga or Dwapar Yuga, so we could feel and experience the same love, affection, what gopis enjoyed in that yuga. And thereafter, in Satyam Shivam Sundaram, we used to have Indian ethos as our subject, Indian culture and spirituality. So Satyam Shivam Sundaram part 1 was given to all of us. Again, I placed that book in front of Swami to get the blessing. Swami touched on his photo, which will be there on Satyam Shivam Sundaram part 1, small size photo of himself. He touched on it. So again, that experience is very much there. And in Kalyan Mantap, also when he used to return back from Prashantinilayam to Kadugudi, to Brindavan campus, the moment we were all alerted and we used to receive him. So that time again, he used to gently touch everybody on the palms. So everybody used to have something or the other to take blessing from Swami. It could be photograph or it could be Vibhuti Prasadam. In one of the incidents, I didn't have anything with me that day, so I just held out my hand, a palm, thinking Swami will bless me as well. So I didn't have anything on my palm, just I held out my palm, and Swami kept his entire palm on my palm and blessed me. So just I was thinking, Swami, if he touches, will consider it as very lucky. So, but he placed his entire palm on my palm. So that instant again will never forget in my life. So, and we used to prepare altar every year. So in my first year, we prepared the auditorium, which is the there in Parthi. So we did the altar. So Swami came, and then we had a desire, designated a place for Swami. Swami will come and stand here, and then we will all pose for the photograph. So Swami came there, and then he talked about the altar. This is more nice, so we'll definitely ask the to make changes accordingly. So Swami commented on the altar, and then for this altar, if I stand here, the photograph will come out very nicely. And then he looked at me, and then boy, mm, uh, he just gave a gesture hinting me to move and make place for him. So gently moved, and then he came and stood next to me, and then placed his palm on my shoulder. And that time we were given strict instruction not to touch Swami's feet. So if Swami doesn't like it, then he will immediately leave the hall. But he was very, very generous. We used to all touch his lotus feet and take the Padnamaskaram. So yes, whenever he was here in Brindavan, and we used to go for darshan, morning darshan, right? So used to get the Padnamaskaram. So used to get Padnamaskaram every day, in fact. But then Swami used to alert us that as to how lucky we are, right? And never take him for granted. So he used to hint, Swami, kshanamlo bhulokanni akashanga marchagalatanu. Right. So just, so that is the power of Swami. Swami used to touch any old lady during the darshan. Everybody used to touch that lady and then do the namaskaram to her. So that was the power of Swami. Swami used to tell several times the power of the name of the Lord, right? By chanting the name of the Lord will help in reaching Swami. So the same thing happened there in Mudinalli when I was studying in class 12. So one of my classmates, it was evening 7:30, dinner time. So we all used to go in a single line to dining hall. And then after having dinner, used to come back to the hostel and then have study hours for 1 hour and then go off to sleep. So that evening, before going for dinner, I was standing there on the first floor. He pushed me, right? And then he wanted to catch hold of my waist and then frighten me, right? So once, yes, he pushed me, he held my waist and then again rescued me by pulling me back. But that day, when he pushed me, he tried to catch hold of my waist. He missed it. He tried to catch hold of my leg. That also missed. And then he just shouted Sai Ram. Right. So I was totally there thinking we were gone. I will fall onto the ground floor and then will lose my legs or head or anything. Serious injuries can happen. I was all that was going on in my mind, and that at that point of time, a lot of construction also was happening, and the construction material was there downstairs, and cement pots also were there. The moment he shouted Sai Ram, so my body turned and then my legs gently landed on the parapet wall, which will be adjacent to the compound. So, and then I had closed my eyes, and then the moment I opened my eyes, I was seen, laying straight on that parapet wall. So from downstairs also, a lot of my classmates were waiting. They saw this incident happening. So he just shouted Sai Ram, and then my body turned and then gently rested on the parapet wall. So Swami saved my life there that day. So why I'm telling this incident is the power of the name of the Lord. Just by taking his name, we get directly connected with him, and then his blessings will be always with us. That's the power of the name of the Lord. So that practically I experienced in my life. And then after reaching, yes, Brindavan, so a lot of opportunities to, when in Swami's presence. So continuously just all my focus, our focus used to be on Swami. And Swami in his style with very, very small examples used to drive a lot of values. Satya Dharma Shanti Prema Ahimsa on one side to fight the Kama Krodha Lobha Mohamad Matsarya. So by sharing the example of football, right, ego, till the time ego is there, it will keep receiving kicks. Right? So ego should not be there, and then should ensure Satya Dharma Shanti Prema Ahimsa wins over the Kamakrodha Lobha Muhammad Matsarya. Satyam Dharma, Satyam Vada Dharmam Chara. So the Vakyas, the whatever the concepts, values he used to share with all of us. So everything has become part of us and practically able to implement in today's life in spite of so many difficulties which we come across. So after being in his presence and in hostel and then taking part in all the activities day in and day out, right? So self-management team, right? So we are very good at that. So when we come out of the institution also, each and everything we can easily manage by ourselves, right? So that's the beauty of it. So come what may, how many challenges which come in this outer world, physical world. So there are a lot of courage also is infused with us to face the challenges. So all this is has happened purely because of being in a direct connection with the Lord and in the presence of the Lord, spending with Him day in and day out, and then in the hostel, yes, with the teachers. So a lot of learning has happened in the 5 years that is helping a lot in all these years. So we used to have the summer course, Indian culture and spirituality. There also a lot of topics were discussed, and Swami himself used to take a lot of special care during summer course. So feel very, very highly privileged to be part of the institution and being in Swami's Swami's lotus feet. And any opportunity given, so will always be there. So
Very nice. Kotesh, coming to the point that, Mudanahalli has been very a soft corner in Swami's heart. We
yes,
used to see like many Mudanahalli, because when we were in school, many Mudanahalli students used to come for the birthday, and I was told that Mudanahalli has been given a major service or a duty
flower
for a
decoration.
convocation. Yes,
Yes,
can you
flower decoration.
please elaborate that, what is
Yes.
that, how you all used to come with such a beautiful Shanti Vedika decorations, and what are the ideas and how Swami used to help?
Yeah. Yes, the main person behind the decoration is Mr. Surendra sir. So he is there in Mudinhalli. He is the warden now, principal for PUC. That's +1 and +2. So Surendra sir, he was very good in art. He used to put the sketches, everything on paper and show to Swami. Maybe a month before the celebration, and Swami used to okay the drawings or used to give some corrections, right? So he was the main person behind the flower decoration that used to happen in convocation and birthday celebrations. And the yes, Swami maybe for a good 10 years, 15 years gave opportunity for all the Mudinalli staff and students to take part in this decoration activity. So, and then we all used to reach 2 days in advance to Bharti. And day in and day out, 24 hours, the decorative activity used to happen. So what used to be there in the morning will not be there in the evening. Evening, it used to be changed, and next day again changed to fresh flowers. So a lot of flowers used to come, and all the entire staff and students, full day in and day out, the entire night we used to spend there in decorating for the celebrations. So we used to keep chanting name and then place the flowers. So all, so entire night we used to take part. And then we used to now get to know, and early morning, yes, again immediately freshen up and then be there in the program. So Swami gave us that opportunity. So during Treta Yuga, as Swami had given opportunity for all the monkeys in traveling to Sri Lanka, in bringing back Sita to India. So similarly, Swami gave us the opportunity to serve him. So Swami if he wants, he can get the things just like that, and then no need. So he can do it, get it, things, everything. But then he is to give this opportunity to Matinalli. Teachers and we students used to consider it as a very, very big opportunity for us to serve Swami. So that's the only occasion where we were given opportunity to serve him. But otherwise, we used to just go have darshan and then come. So every class students during Guru Purnima or Shivaratri or birthday, these three occasions used to visit Pati only for darshan. But only during birthday, we were given opportunity to serve him. So through this opportunity, he took us very close to his lotus feet.
Correct, correct.
Yeah, and
So that's
he is.
why,
Yeah,
that's what I wanted to understand, like what was your, such a close experience, such a grandeur of decoration, that to the birthday and convocation. These are the two major, the decorations where we can see, and hats off to you guys, like really every year you all used to make beautiful decorations. And just coming to the next point is, like whenever Swami used to visit in Muddanahalli, I understand that Swami used to speak directly, give his discourse in Kannada, not in Telugu, and there is no translator. Is that, and what was your experience in Swami's, coming to hostel? Remember, we all went for the new mandir opening. So can you
yes.
please let us know your experience, like when Swami used to speak Kannada, like how it used to be your experience, because we all only heard Swami's discourses in Telugu.
Yes. Yes, Swami, yes, very, very fluent in all the languages. So it could be Hindi, Tamil, Malayalam, Kannada, Telugu. So he has mastered all the languages. He is the master of all masters, doctor of all doctors, teacher of all teachers. So yes, he used to directly connect with all the audiences. So there, whenever he used to come to Madanali, yes, he used to speak in Kannada. And then give discourse for half an hour. And then Prema Deepa inauguration, yes, when we were all studying there in third year, he took us there to Mudinahalli for Prema Deepa inauguration. So while studying +1 and +2, also we were given opportunity in helping in transporting the material that is required for construction of Prema Deepa. So Prema Deepa, it took almost 4 to 5 years to construct that mandir. Right. So morning and evening, we used to continuously go to and ask the concerned teacher, Dwarkanath master. So any work, please give us work. Please give us work. This is it. Something else will be there. Please tell us what else work is there pending. Tell us, we will do it. We will do it. We will do it. So he used to search work for us and then give us the work. And then we all used to transport the material required for mandir construction. In 1 hour's time, 120 people, students joined together. We used to do wonders. So full 1 day's work used to be get over in 1 hour's time. So that is the power of, when all get together, any task will be able to do it in minutes. So we used to do even big rocks, which sir used to be worried about. Will students get any hurt or something? Will we really be able to do it? He used to doubt us. But yes, when we used to get into the task, we were able to do it. So shifting even heavy material in a matter of time, in minutes. So we were able to do it. So I also in Premadipa inauguration, Swami said this place is filled with full of love. Right. So here in this place, there is only love, nothing else. So that's the reason I'm naming it Premadipa. So these were the words Swami used when at the time of inauguration of Premadipa. And we were all there, and then we could see then the outcome of the building. So all students, everybody were given opportunity in construction of that building. So that's again very close to my heart. So again, one more opportunity given by Swami for all of us to serve him. But Swami in his bedroom, so yes, there in Prem Deepa, all the costly bed, cot, everything was prepared. So Swami didn't like it. So why spend so many lakhs of money on cot and bed? So I didn't even touch it. These were the words Swami used after coming back to Brindavan. That time Narsimurti sir again, so very soft corner for Mudinalli. So he said, Swami, out of love, all that is okay, love is okay, but why spend on beds lakhs of rupees? So this was the comment from Swami. So Swami, yes, it was all, the entire thing was done purely out of love for Swami. Whenever Swami, at all, Swami visits Madinalli, and they had the dream Swami should stay here for 3 days. At least one day, Swami should stay here. So, with that desire in the hearts, had come out with the Premadepa construction in Mudinhalli. So to have Swami's residence there. So that was the objective of preparing, of coming out with Premadipa in Mudinhalli. And Swami, yes, took all of us, and then we all had lunch along with Swami. Swami used to give a lot of opportunities for us. He used to every now keep sending sweets, fruits, and also gave opportunity to have lunch in his presence, dinner in his presence. So at that time, we were all served, and Swami's plate was empty. Swami showed his plate. See, nothing is there from the stage. So immediately all the teachers came. Then they all wanted to serve one by one. Everybody should get opportunity to serve Swami. So they were all waiting for Swami to come and sit, and then start the serving. Right. And then, so after, yes, in that audience, we used to chant Brahmarpana Mantram every day. So that is still continuing. So after coming out of campus also, during breakfast, lunch and dinner, without fail, chant the Brahmarpana Mantram. And then after a bath, yes, do the puja to sun god. So at that time, yes, again, Surya Gayatri, Sai Gayatri, Mantram, chanting of Sai Gayatri is still very much involved in doing it. So tremendous experiences, a lot of experiences. We can go on and on and on.
Yeah. So after coming out of your Brindavan, if I may ask you, were you some kind of uncertainty, or did you feel any anxiousness or anxiety, or how is going to be your life going to be turned out? We all understand, because we all did not get MBAs and we all have to come out. So how did Swami help you to shape up your career? If I may ask you to speak on that, like post Brindavan, how did your guidance was there in your PG as well as your professional career, so that we all know that that unforeseen this hand is there. So
Yes.
just wanted to hear from you, how did your life has changed right from after Brindavan 97?
Yes, Pavan. So after coming out of Brindavan campus, yes, took up the common entrance test and then appeared for interview for my MBA. So there in the interview, when they asked me to tell me something about myself, and then when I talked about my education at did BCom honors from Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning. So the moment they heard Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning, I could see, joy and then smile on their faces. And then, immediately they gave the opportunity to study there. So just by taking the
This
institution's
is in
name,
Delhi. This
Delhi,
is in Delhi. So you
Delhi.
mean to
So,
say just by reading see such signs
uh,
of higher learning on your,
uh,
and then they have acknowledged and then they have given you the seat.
yes. And just by looking into my BCom honors certificate, right? So immediately they confirmed the seat over there. And the same thing happened after coming out of my PGDBM, right? So when I went for an interview at American Express Bank, so there again the person who interviewed me, so tell me something about yourself. So I said I studied in at the Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning. She happens to be again a devotee of Swami. So immediately, with no more questions asked, she gave a smile and then she selected me. Right. So just by taking Swami's institution's name, all anxiety, all with a lot of tension, go there whether we'll get job or not, will I get or not. But there, when we just take the name in my first sentence, if I say, I passed out from this institution, so everything used to be ready over there. They were ready to welcome. So that's the again power of the Swami's name and institution. So glory has spread all over the world, and all our batchmates, all our seniors, juniors, they're all doing well. So Swami's blessings, grace comes wherever we are.
So how was your experience like,
Hmm.
were you able to kind of
Hmm.
implement any of the Swami's teachings in your corporate life? Was there
Hmm.
any challenges you faced? Is it anything which helped you? Did you find anything which you felt, okay, am I doing right or wrong? Did Swami guide you? If you have any incidents, from your corporate life, you can share, because now all of us are in corporate. So it will be good to know that how Swami's teachings are being implemented in corporate life also.
No such challenges at workplace as well, and never came across any challenges over there. So used to be always on my own, go there, perform my tasks, duties, right, and ensure no remarks are there, right. So yes, purity, patience, perseverance, right, these values which Swami had given us. And uh, so any challenges, so used to take it and at peace used to handle them, right? So tensions will be there at workplace, but then yes, when some certain opportunities used to come, and then when I had to speak in front of a lot of people, so definitely nervousness will be there while addressing the audience. So before doing or during my MBA days also, every now and then they used to give us project works and then ask them to us to present on the stage. So because I was not so extempore and then not very comfortable on going onto the stage and speaking, so that nervousness, shivering used to always be there, and I used to keep chanting his name before going onto the stage. So Sai Ram, Sai Ram, Sai Ram, and then I used to speak for a couple of minutes, and then he used to come. But now, with a couple of opportunities, now day in and day out, I've been given the task of speaking to 25 to 30 people on a daily basis. So, Swami has his own plans, so never thought we'll get into the training career. But then, yes, I have come to this career, and everything is going good. So here, management will be there in Delhi. So all the reporting, everything, if it is done on time, so no questions asked. And then, yes, client, the feedback from the participants, everything is so far, everything is good. So yes, ensure everybody is happy over there. So we'll go and then perform the task. So whatever the message content is there, so we'll justify in ensuring that that content is understood by all the participants, and then make sure they also have some lighter moments, enjoy the training program, and then go to their places. So yes, all this by being with Swami, and the kind of Swami used to come out with humor, sense of humor. He used to always make sure that we all used to be smiling all the time whenever we used to be there in that Swami. So, so the same thing is to some
Continue.
extent, trying to implement uh,
Okay.
at workplace as well. Yeah, yeah,
So one final question is like,
yeah.
how are you now? Like since you have studied in Swami's Institute,
Mm,
now you're father for 3 children. So
mm,
how are you trying to, get these values or teachings of
mm,
Swami into your home and then your
mm.
surroundings or community? Is there
Yeah,
anything which you are participating in anything or activities or any
yes,
bhajan mandals? So let
yes,
us know, like, was there uh, anything which you want to share and how people receive you because you studied in Swami's Institute. So how is
right,
the treatment, with for you, and then how is it happening at your home atmosphere as well as your community?
right. Yes. So lucky to be father of three kids. So Sai Shruti, Sai Sandhya, and Sai Krishna are the names of my kids. So yes, I pay a lot of attention to them, spend a lot of time with them, make them understand. So the small little things what we used to implement, learned at in our campus. So it could be uh, placing the footwear right properly at the entrance of the home and then getting into the home. So it could be discipline, basically discipline and neatness, right, and then taking care, right, of the things required for school, their things. So they need to value each and everything and then takes a lot of care, right. Should not take anything lightly, and then should be very very highly disciplined, and also um, be in the right path, right, walk in the right path. So yes, before going to sleep, yes, spend some time in bhajans, listening to bhajans, sai bhajans, and then festivals come in. Yes, we all sit together and then perform the pujas, chant all the mantrams. So in the puja also will come out with bhajans, right, we'll chant the bhajans,
So you all have a family bhajans.
family bhajans, yes,
Oh,
at,
wonderful.
at home, right. And yes, in and around Sahakar Nagar or NTI, we don't have a weekly bhajan, uh, you know. Mm. But yes, visit.
So it's a lot of coordination from you and your wife, which is going
Uh,
into the kids, which is
yes.
very nice. Like Sai home is being
Yeah.
developed. It's a very nice, bright future. I should say that.
Mm.
So nice.
Thank you.
Brother Venkat, do we have time or do we wind up?
No, I'm good with. I mean, it depends on what experiences you have to share, and there's no fixed time. It's what comes from the heart. So, you have had fair amount of uh, conversations on the decorations and things like that that happen, and how Swami gives opportunities for every student to evolve in their own way. I mean, it's not just about singing, it's not just about acting. There are so many roles that are there for each one of us, and how we utilize those opportunities to be part of our own sadhana that is happening each time. So it's yours, Pawan. We have time, so if there's any other facet that you want to bring about, go ahead. If you're
Sure.
done, it's fine as well, whatever.
Sure. I would just want to add, what Mr. Kotesh has given a first experience where he said that, he was busy in doing a Swami service in Sanatana Saradi, and then Swami was distributing clothes, and he was, came running by the time Swami was given to other fellow students, and Swami turned back and gave him. So with that experience, I'm reminded of one experience which I would want to share. During 70th birthday, if I'm not wrong, Swami has given many gifts to entire Prashanthi Nilayam and all campuses, students, staff. Not only the related to education, but also other staff members, like the trust members, or seva adults, or you name it, canteen staff, or like the person who washes the floor of the mandir, and flower decoration people, all the old ladies, and the Nagar Sankirtan group. Everybody has got something or other from Swami during 70th birthday. So we were in Brindavan campus, and we all were. Birthday celebrations went in a grand way, and then we all are returning back, and that was the last day. Morning darshan, no Prashant Nilayam students were there, only Brindavan students were there. Bhajans were going on, and then suddenly Swami comes out from the bhajan, and I happen to be sitting in the the center portico, where currently Swami's samadhi is there, and that is the first line, the down portico. So, and then Swami came out from the interview room, sorry, from the bhajan hall during the bhajan, and Swami just called me with his finger to come to him. So I went running, and then Swami said, "Can you see a old man sitting in near the third pillar? It's the 70th birthday, 70 years of Swami." And Swami didn't point out with the index finger. Swami just looked straight into the eyes of the person who's sitting near the third pillar. That means from where you can see the slope starts, the next pillar to that, in Kulwant Hall currently. So I followed Swami's eyes directions, and then I saw old man sitting there, and he was only a lone person in that area near the pillar. Then I immediately recognized that person who used to be cleaner in South Indian canteen. That means after the devotees, general public eat, then before the next batch starts, whatever the remains of grains or any other things are to be swept away from the table, and then we have to put a clean plate, right? So his job is to wear the blue apron, and then he is to remove that whatever leftovers on the table, and then prepare for the next batch of sevadals or devotees to have their meals. So his duty is only to clean that up. So Swami told me, go to that person and then ask whether he has got Swami's prasadam clothes has been given to him or not. So then I took Swami's message. I went to him, and then I asked him in Telugu, saying that Swami varu adugutunnaru meeku బట్టలు దొరికినాయా, స్వామి వారు ఇచ్చారు అందరికి, మీకు దొరికినాయా, అండ్ ద రిప్లై వాజ్ లైక్, లేదు బాబు, నాకు టైం దొరకలేదు, నేను క్యాంటీన్ సర్వీస్ లో ఉన్నాను, చాలా మంది వచ్చారు డివోటీస్, నాకు టైం దొరకలేదు వచ్చి తీసుకోవడానికి. So what I asked him was, Swami was inquiring whether have you received Swami's clothes or not, and Swami has given clothes to everybody. Have you received or not? And the response was, no, I did not get time because there are a lot of devotees during 70th birthday. I did not get time to come to Mandir, sit in the line, and get clothes from Swami's hands. That was his response. So I took his response and went to Swami and told him that Swami, he did not get time. He was in service and he could not get time. When you're giving clothes, he could not, sit in the line, get directly from you. And Swami went inside interview room and Swami got a packet of clothes. And then Swami stood near the middle portico. Now, two options were there. Swami would have given clothes to me and told Swami would have told, go and give to him. Okay. Second option, Swami would have told any Sevadal to come and then give it to him, or Swami would have told devotee only, come here, devotee, take Padamaskaram and then take it. So there are 2-3 options with Swami. You know what Swami's option was? Swami finally walked all the way to that pillar, and then Swami gave him the clothes by himself, handed over the clothes, created Vibhuti, gave him Padanamaskaram, tapped on his head and shoulder, and gave him blessings, made him very happy, and came back. Now why I'm relating this is like two things we should understand. Like, if you have service in your mind and focus, Swami will always remember you wherever you are. He'll never say that, okay, fine, you missed your chance. No, Swami will create a chance for you and give it to you. That's where I could relate to first experience of what Mr. Kotesh has told. And secondly, you see the humility part. Like Swami could have easily given the clothes to me, go and give it. Swami could have given to Sevadal. Swami would have told devotee, come here. There was no ego, there was nothing, right? So that is where standing by example. So looking, if you closely observe these experiences of Swami, every experience has a lesson where we have to open our eyes and ears to watch Swami's real life, and then we can take it forward from there. So this is what I felt a striking experience when Kotesh has narrated his experience through this. Yeah, very thanks Kotesh, like for reminding.
There's also a question, Pavan. Can we hear more about the self reliance activities across the years and how they've made a difference? We've been hearing this from the inception of the hostel, and how self reliance among the students was created, whether it was the stores for the boys, or Swami always wanted all of you to be a very close knit group, bonding through the process of self reliance and cultivating discipline automatically as a byproduct. Maybe if you can dwell a little bit, because someone seems to have asked
Sure.
this. Yeah.
Sure. So this was amazing.
Pavan, I also want Koteshwar to add on it. Yeah. So both of you. Yeah. Go
Sure,
for it.
sure. So I'll give my experience part, and later, Kotesh can add on to that. When I joined in my 11th standard, 12th standard, homesickness is something which is very common, right? Like, because you coming after 10th standard, you just, suddenly you from a family of 5 or 4, you directly into a hostel of 600, right? So you are in the middle of something which you have never experienced before, and obviously the homesickness, or you will fall sick. And what I noticed was, like, we have a team allocated for every department. Like, we have a sick ward, we have a sick for sick boys, we used to have a sick food being prepared, special kitchen is there, fully run by students. And we also have a maintenance group where they do a mega structures. I think recently, if you have noticed, Ganesh Visarjan program live on Kulwant Hall, you would have seen the mega structures with boys, and both from primary school and higher secondary school and institute have done such a massive structures. It's all from boys, and also from many other, like gardening work, or library maintenance, and you name it. So the question is, how did this skill has been developed? As far as my understanding goes, like Swami wanted every boy to be joined in one or other group, develop their own skill set, hidden skill set. Now, this opportunity is generally not being given in any other hostels, because many hostels are run by third parties, like a maintenance, right? Like, but Swami's hostel is a unique hostel where Swami told, like, you boys have to manage. I cannot get any external person to change a bulb or a tube light and pay the money. No, that was not the concept. Swami's was like, our boys are capable of doing everything. That is a belief, and Swami's confidence in in Swami's, institutions, in both hostels, in boys and girls hostels, even the primary school hostels, the same thing. So what I felt, what Swami knows that if an opportunity has been created, the boys can express their own talents, and then they can come out, they can excel, and then become a professional in that kind of niche areas. If in case it is there, I can give many examples of our own boys. Very striking example I can get spontaneously now is Mr. Muthu Kumar, who has been our senior. He used to play tabla. Okay, he used to play tabla in a hostel, and he started playing tabla in mandirs, bhajans. Now he is a professional tabla player. He gives concerts. His life had been on tabla. Now his life is going through tabla. You know, from where he has got this, right? Swami has given opportunity. Swami has given this, kind of a platform, to perform big programs, birthday programs where VIPs are there. The confidence level boosts. So this is where Swami has given a platform and opportunity to all the boys, to students, to make sure that you develop your own skill sets in such a way that you guys are able to, take a living out of that. So that is a beautiful, kind of explanation I can give as of now, and it is all because of opportunity which Swami has given. Probably Kotesh can give his side of thing on this point.
Yes, right from morning till, yeah, till the time we go to sleep. So we were given tremendous lot of opportunities to take part in the hostel activities and at campus, be it library, right? So the ground. So especially on Sundays, morning activity, we used to do it in teams. So each team were given one particular responsibility, and we used to 2-3 hours, half day, we used to uh, maintain, do the activities. So continuing on that, so after coming out also, right, doing our personal activities, be it it could be washing of utensils, washing of clothes, right? So keeping home clean and surroundings also neat and clean, right? So that has become part of the personality. So we'll ensure from morning till evening, so all the everything, so whatever is we are not dependent on others, on the support staff, right? So we can do it by ourselves. So we are no, it has become part of us, and continue to do that even to date, right? So be it in the puja room, the kitchen, the washrooms, right, surrounding area, so everything is done by the people at home itself. So kids, so the same thing, so enacting over here. So weekly, so each person is given couple of activities in the morning hours, 1 hour, 2 hours, right? So each person does that, so the entire home is in place, right? So the things what we learned and we were engaged, right, in doing the activities day in and day out at hostel, the same thing is happening in a smaller minuscule. So here it's very very easy, so with 5 people, so managing the home in an hour's time, so it's done. So it's the replica which we were doing at hostel. So the same thing is being implemented even to date at home. So that's how it is. So slowly in small little ways, whatever we learned over there, the same thing imparting to kids as well, right? So the kind of life and the contentment, happiness, satisfaction, the uh, love what we enjoyed at Swami's Lotus Feet. So the same thing is being carried out in daily life at home as well. So that connect is there and will continue. And yes, I one more incident which I would like to share is, so Swami used to create vibhuti, right, and give so many rings, bracelet, all that. So somehow being in Brindavan hostel, I also, when I was not keeping well, so I asked if Swami gives vibhuti, it will be very nice. So sincerely prayed, right, before going for darshan. And darshan, yes, Swami came very close, right? Swami came very, very close, right? And then he just looked into my eyes and then gave a smile and then went. So 2 days passed, and then still that, uh, desire was there. So it would be very nice if Swami gives vibhuti. So the next early morning hours around 4:30, 5 o'clock, 5:15. It could be 4:30, 4:30, 4:45. So Swami appeared in dream. Swami appeared in dream, and then he created vibhuti. And then I held out my hand. He put that vibhuti onto my palm. It was so hot that I could not hold it. He immediately said, swallow. The moment I put it into my mouth, it directly went inside, vibhuti, directly went inside. And then the next second, I opened my eyes. So that experience, even to date, I keep remembering. So Swami coming in the dream and giving vibhuti and asking me to swallow it. And then it was so hot, but it went inside. So could not hold that vibhuti, but it went inside. So directly. So this experience happened in my case. It happened in my dream. Swami coming into dream and blessing me in this manner. Which is there
Wonderful,
back of
wonderful,
my mind all the time. Yeah.
wonderful, wonderful. Yep. So all I can say is, each one of us. I think this thing about vibhuti and swallow, it brings a lot of memories for quite a lot of us, right? I mean, when you get that instruction, especially when the act of swallowing or licking the hand right in front of Swami, it's an odd feeling, but there are quite a few people who have had that uh, stern instruction to just consume it immediately. Wonderful to be reminded of that aspect of it. So all I can say is this series will continue, and people like you come and reiterate. See, it's not all about extraordinary experiences, but those experiences that each one of us is so very important in our journey with Sai. And there can be no greater blessing of being there when he walked amidst us as one amongst us, and that is what these satsangs help us relive, right, Pavan? I mean, uh,
Yeah,
Pavan can add a few words, and yeah, and we can.
yeah, sure. See, basically, these satsangs are not about getting. It may not be a direct experience with Swami, but by watching Swami, by closely hearing to Swami, and then how much have you drawn out of his love and his actions, and how much you are trying to implement, that makes the life and journey beautiful, because you are following Swami's words and Swami's path. So I feel that Swami may not talk to you, Swami may not be direct interactions to you, but how did Swami influence you? And after you come to Swami's fold, whether your life has changed, from X to Y, and whether it has been a positive change. I am sure 99.9999% will be saying, yes, my life was something different, could have been unimaginable if in case I have not come into the Swami's fold. That is what I have heard from every devotee. I've never heard anything negative saying that after I come to Swami's fold, my life has become something which is oh, I'm not enjoying, or I'm not supposed to be like this, right? So that is where the beauty of transformation comes from Swami's teachings and Swami's way of slowly transforming each and every person from his past to the present and to the bright future. So this is where we all need to be constantly connecting to him, to his experiences, and by talking to the devotees of understanding their perspective, perception of Swami, and then how Swami was guiding them. right? So unless and until you don't, hear, and those experiences are something which are, always like, small steps where it is going to a mega highway, where it is going to self-realization close to Swami. So with these words, I say that very thankful to Koti brother, who had shared his wonderful experiences. I got his different dimension of how Swami has helped him to save his life, which is very nice through Namasmarana, and also his Muddanahalli, the flower decoration experiences, and also how he is putting his home, his children having a homely, house bhajans, which is a very important thing nowadays, to make sure that we all follow Swami's teachings in home also. It should start from home and then go to community. That's what Swami always prefers. That is one thing. And this platform, I would like to also say that this message, especially for Brindavan 97 brothers. Brothers, it is a small, humble offering to Swami, where we want all Brindavan 97 brothers to come out onto this platform and then share their journey of how they have come to Swami. The objective is like, by Swami's 100th year birthday, or we all turn to 50 years, we all want to make a compilation of the CD of all our brothers' experiences into one CD, and then just to keep as a golden jubilee memories with all of us, so that it will help us to understand each and every brother, their journey to Swami, and how Swami is guiding. I hope everybody who is listening will also help me and all our brothers to come onto this platform and share their experiences. Sairam.
Thank you, Pawan. Thank you. It's a small word. Week after week, just to spend this fixed time, it's almost becoming part of some of our DNA to listen to someone. And every week you come with no expectations of what you're going to listen, and then you find that there's some common thread that you too would have experienced similar to the person who is speaking, and that is the beauty of how Swami brings these speakers. And yes, it's not just BVN 97, by the way. There is a bigger challenge that we have. We are hoping that there are, by the way, I use most of these satsangs with my senior Palvika students, who actually go in and try to take one message out. So we've kind of done it up to maybe the 50th episode of the Sai Govind series. Today we are approximately at 130 weeks. So we're trying to see those excerpt messages that come. We want to try and see by Swami's 100th birthday, we have something like, one experience for the day that flashes for people to recollect, like a thought for the day. We also want to get small reels made, 3 minutes, because the attention span of the younger generation is not 60 minutes. And YouTube clearly tells you how many actually see how long into a satsang. So I have to tell you, the older ones listen through the full 1.5 hours. The younger ones tend to break away at 30-40 minutes. So the idea is to try to make all these into excerpts. We have a choice of bringing it out as a book or a CD. The choice is, if we have a group of volunteers who can take this up. All the videos are available as a playlist, and we hope that by Swami's 100th birthday, we'll have an array of experiences that would come out and inspire people by listening, and by realizing that every one of us is a student in our own way in this journey with Sai, and every day is a learning if we are alert to that learning process around. And with that, thanks so much. And thanks as a small word, gratitude to Swami for making this happen week after week. So we shall end with Samasta Lokas, and thank you, brother, for joining us today, and look forward. We have next week again, I think we have BVN 97 coming again, one more speaker, and then we have some speakers lined up towards the end of the month. Looking forward to it, with Navaratri as well coming. Swami's grace, this satsang should continue, is our prayers to Swami every week. And please do share if you know fellow batchmates, if you know any devotee with experiences that will help infuse our faith in Swami, or increase our faith in Swami, or value the fact that Swami is in our lives and we are part of a journey where every moment is his blessing. With that, thank you, Swami, and we shall finish with Samastaloka. समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु, समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु, समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। जय बोलो भगवान श्री सत्य साई बाबा जी की
जय।
साई राम एवरीवन।